Okay, so I was supposed to be starting or restarting the old 72 GMC project yesterday, but I ended up starting it today. Yesterday I ended up just doing some cleanup around the shop. Um, so basically, this is at a point now where I'm getting very close to the point where I can actually paint this. I probably could have painted it a while ago. I just was being particularly fussy because, to be honest, I've never painted an entire vehicle before. And this door had been left since last fall in a coat of primer. Then it had been kind of partially sanded off as I was doing body work in various places. This is a testament to why you should be a little more careful when you're hammering and dollying on your door skins. If you mark it up, well, then you end up just creating a whole bunch more work for yourself later on. That said, there was a little bit of surface rust on the bare metal areas lower down. I guess that there's more condensation on lower, and I sanded all that off with some 150 grit. I didn't have any 180 for my sander there, but I used 150 on this, and it seemed to work fine to knock off the little bits of surface rust. Now everything looks pretty clean. I did it inside and out. The inside had a weird spot where it was like water had run down the door and it caused some rusting, and I don't know why that was, but in any case, it's all sanded off. So I guess I guess what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to treat it with the wax and grease remover. Then I'll go and I'll set up some gray epoxy to induce, and then I'll spray this door inside and out. And I don't remember. I never remember, or I never log, which I should do, and it probably is a good idea for anybody else to do, how much paint it takes to do a panel. Now this door was primed last fall, but obviously it didn't get a particularly heavy coat because you can actually see through it and you can see the body filler that's on this door. I'd like to do this one as well, so maybe I'll prep this one as well and I'll just spray it with another coat. And at that point, I think the cab is largely done. I should pull the sheet off, but I kind of don't want to. Like, certainly the cab corners are all done up nicely. There's some slight discoloration there, but that might even be just dust. So anyways, I'm going to get to this. Okay, this is the second coat of primer on the driver's side door. Well, in addition to what was done last fall. And second coat of primer on the passenger door. I will probably hit this with some primer surfacer tomorrow and sand it out. I saw a few fish eyes, and I don't know how that could have happened, but because I was very careful about no silicon contamination, but who the hell knows. Anyways, I'm going to do some cleanup, and then I'll probably come back and I might hit them with the third coat. There is enough paint in the gun. Anyways. Okay, 2 more coats on the driver's side door, and I think it looks pretty good. And 3 full coats on the passenger door, but you can still see the primer bleeding through, or the filler bleeding through a little bit at the bottom. So I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to hit this with a coat of high build either tomorrow or sometime this week or next weekend, and at that point I'll sand it. Then it'll probably get hit with one final coat of thinned epoxy primer to use as a sealer, and then I'll be ready for paint on this thing. So at least on this part. Still haven't figured out what I'm doing with the fenders. I'll just mention those. They are brand new that I sanded and then hit with the same gray epoxy primer so that the base color would be the same, underneath the actual base itself, because it does bleed through a bit. And this was on top of that black EDP primer that they coat all the stuff that comes out of China. And I had a problem with the doors where that stuff started to flake off. As a matter of fact, there's probably little bits of it still lying around on the floor, like those pieces. And it wasn't the primer delaminating; it was actually the the EDP primer was delaminating because one side of those flakes was gray, which was what I sprayed on, but the other side was black. So there were layers of the EDP primer that were splitting off. So anyway, so I'm not quite 100% sure what I want to do with those fenders. A little worried that they might flake off, and that'd be a real pain. Anyways, that's it for today.